Hey guys, I'm currently in Walhalla. It's beautiful out here. I've actually never been here before, but just drove in this afternoon. So when I got here, I headed straight to the Long Tunnel Extended Gold Mine because I looked it up and it said that the tours only run through the mine at 1:30, and it was like 12 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I'll quickly go there and just check because I don't want to miss out. See if I can buy a ticket for 1:30, but turns out because it's peak, it's like school holidays, it runs at 12 o'clock as well. So it was literally like 2 minutes to 12. They were like, oh, there's one leaving right now if you want to get on. I'm like, yep, that's me. Perfect. So it's kind of good because in the past I've been pretty claustrophobic and like not the biggest fan of underground and mines and that sort of thing. So it's good because it gave me no time to think about it. I'm just like, yep, get in there. But it's actually really good because you just kind of walk straight through. Like you don't actually go down the mine. It's just like you walk along the mine. So it was really good. So I didn't get claustrophobic at all, and yeah, 100% worth it. It would cost $20 for an adult. And then the tour guide just takes you through and explains everything and all that. But yeah, crazy that the mine went down nearly a kilometre. So I'll show you some of that footage now. So this is where we walked into here, and then the tunnel drops nearly a kilometre all the way down. And this is all the gold that they found. So I've just been down to explore all of Walhalla. I just basically parked at one end and then walked down. It's a pretty small town, like doesn't take very long. Everything's super close. So first there's an old pub and then the fire station and the old fire station. And it's like actually built over the river, like a bridge, but it's just the buildings on it. That's pretty cool. And it's kind of like a museum now. Like they've got a heap of old memorabilia and stuff in there from the old like firefighting days with the mine. And then yeah, keep walking and then you get to the little general store. They've got like just your basics and then like half kind of food and essentials and the other half is like a gift shop basically, and like books and memorabilia and stuff. And then there's a heap of like day rest areas like the one I'm in now that are beautiful, and they're just like right by the river. A few like free barbecues and stuff, toilets, little playgrounds and all that. It's really good, especially like bring the family or something. And then there's one cafe, and then keep going down and there's a pub that's open at the moment doing meals. There's also like a little lolly shop and ice cream shop. And then keep walking and you get to the old post office, which is definitely worth a look. Yeah, it used to be operational, and back in the busiest year they passed through 51,000 letters, like back in the 1800s, which is absolutely crazy. So all the people working here in the mine like sending letters back to their families and that sort of thing, so crazy. And then the back of it they've left basically as a house because people used to live in there, so they've left it set up as to what it would look like with all the old like bedroom and furniture and clothes and like bathroom and kitchen items, so that's really interesting. So yeah, I enjoyed that. And then just opposite that there's actually a little walk. You can see some stairs that go like straight up. It's a pretty steep walk, but it's not far. And one of the tracks that begin up there is the Australian Alpine Walking Track, which is the one that actually starts here and ends in Canberra. So you walk like 600 and something kilometres, takes like 8 weeks, and I'm doing it one day. It sounds amazing, and like we did part of it when we did the Falls to Hotham Alpine crossing, and yeah, it's just beautiful and I really want to do it one day. Obviously a lot of preparation and organisation involved beforehand with like food drops and all that sort of thing, so but I'm very excited to do that one day. But yeah, anyway, up there as well there's the original entrance to the Long Tunnel mine, like the incline one on a massive angle, so it's obviously been filled in now, that entrance, but yeah, they've got like the big setup there for how they used to get in and all that, so that was really interesting. And basically it's just like a good lookout over the whole town, which is really cool because it's like the town's nestled like down in between all the mountains in a little like valley, so that's a really good photo opportunity up there. So I was going to keep going and get to the cemetery, but I need to go back to the car and get my spare battery that I left there. And I also just realised the last train leaves very soon. I picked up a flight earlier, and as I was driving in I actually saw the train. It kind of follows the road on the way in and it looks really good. So the next one and the last one for the day is in like 15 minutes, so I'm going to quickly rush down there and hopefully it's not booked out and I can get a ticket and then I'm going to come back and do the cemetery because that's supposed to be worth a look as well. So yeah, let's do that. So I just went and jumped on the train in Walhalla. Also flipped the timing of that. There was one leaving at 3, and I was like, I only realised at like 1:45 that I was like, oh, forgot about the train. So I went and checked it out and managed to get on it just before it left. I had no idea where it was going or anything. I was like, yep. I was about to leave. I was like, yep, $20 for a ticket. Done. And then, yeah, just winds like along the road, along the old railway track, following the river. It's so beautiful. And then we got to this little Thompson station, I think, some little station. I'm like, all right, everyone off. I'm like, oh shit, like, what's going on? And he's like, all right, you got 20 minutes, and then we're back on the train. I didn't even know it stopped. I thought it'll just get here and then turn around, but I think because there's nowhere for the train to turn around, like, you keep run off and go up further, turn around, and then come back and pick us up. But it's beautiful by this bridge here. So I'm glad that we stopped, just exploring for a little bit, and then get back on the train and go back. But yeah, it's seriously stunning. So I just come out to the Walhalla Cemetery. It's one of the places people say you should visit when you come here. And it's so beautiful. It's like up the side of a mountain. And they're so old, like all from the gold mining days back to the 1800s. And yeah, it's really interesting reading them all. This one, for example, is from 1877 and 1876. And I think it's 2 sisters because they have the same last name. One was 20 years old and the other one was 10 months old. But it's beautiful. There's this tree that's growing from it, so I wonder if they planted a tree when they put the grave here. The cemetery was beautiful, definitely worth a look if you're coming to Walhalla. The graves date back to 1866 and there's over 1,300 burials here, so it's crazy. A lot of people died obviously back in the gold mining days, down in the mines and all that. Obviously it wasn't very safe back then, and using explosives and all that, so this is my setup last night, camping at Walhalla. This is called the North Gardens campground. It's a free camp, which is amazing. It's so beautiful. Just like mountains all around. Got a little toilet block there with water tank, which is good. And there's a heap of picnic tables set up, so that's good. I'm able to use that to cook dinner and everything. And yeah, there's probably only 5 other tents here, which is amazing. Had a really good sleep, and just the sound of nature and the birds and everything in the background was so nice. Pretty cold though, like I can see my breath this morning. It's freezing. But yeah, definitely a good spot to camp. Keen to come back here again one day and spend longer. There's also a river. The river runs like right along here too. So it's currently like 8:15. I've all packed up and I've driven just into town here. So beautiful and so quiet. It's just so nice. But I wasn't going to do anything else in Walhalla, but last night talking to one of the guys camping near me, and he said the cricket ground here, which I'd seen on the maps, like up the top of a mountain, like just nearby. But yeah, he said that cricket ground holds the record for the most runs made in an international cricket game, which is crazy. And he was telling me it was like back ages ago, obviously. They hit the ball up into a tree, and like, okay, lost ball, and then the umpire's like, no, like I can see the ball, it's not lost. So the guys just kept running, and then meanwhile the other team had to run down the side of the mountain, go get a shotgun, come back up and shoot it, and until the ball came down they got like 327 runs or something crazy. So I don't know if that's true, but it's a pretty elaborate lie to make up, so I think it might be legit, but I haven't got an internet, but I'll Google it when I get some reception. But that's pretty cool. So even just the fact that it's like on top of the mountain, I really want to go see it. So I'm just gonna go walk up there. I just passed the sign. I think it's like 45-minute walk or something, and then yeah, then gonna head out and head across probably to Mount Baw Baw. So let's go. And then all throughout the town there's just these signs everywhere explaining like that this used to be the site of a building or something. And they're all just along the streets. It's pretty cool. So much history here. So this sign says that back then they would use any available like flat land to put the ground on, but because of all the mining that was happening down here, the only option was literally like the top of this mountain. So they cleared it and then they would carry all the supplies up on the back of the horse. We made it. How cute is this? It's so gorgeous. And then there's this which says the Honesty Fridge. Please return sporting equipment after use, and if you lose the ball, please leave $2 and someone will replace it. That's pretty cool. It's actually so nice up here. I actually bring my brekkie up with me, so I might sit down and have that and just enjoy it. I'm the only one up here. So I've got my go-to camping breakfast, which is the Jordan's granola with protein powder and milk powder. So I'm just going to add some water to it and sit down and relax. So I'm going to end this vlog here. It's been really good. I'm glad that I came. I'd been thinking about it for a while now, and yeah, there's so much history here, like even just all the little signs, even on the way up to the cricket ground, like one's about like smallpox outbreak here, and like, yeah, there's so much. And also one thing I forgot to say about the mine that I was at yesterday, the long tunnel, was that they actually think there's still probably gold down there, but the only reason that they're like not getting it or not trying is because the mine's actually like full of water, like the main shaft. And so even back in the day when the gold rush was here, they were having to pump all the water out because it's basically like in this mountain, and it's like close to heaps of rivers and lakes and stuff, so there's lots of water around. So back in the day they had to like constantly have these pumps going and pump all the water out. So yeah, it's pretty interesting that there would still probably be gold down there, but it's just too hard and too risky to try and get it. So yeah, so definitely come check it out if you haven't been here before. So once I hike back down, I'm going to continue on to Mount Baw Baw. So that's going to be a separate video, so make sure you're subscribed to check that one out when it comes out, which shouldn't be too far away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.